You're watching Ticket TV. Like, share, and subscribe on your way in. All right, you guys. So, salute everybody that's tapped on in. Like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate all of you guys that support the channel, man. And y'all always know, man, the links are pinned at the top of the comment section. If y'all want to support the channel and subscribe to the podcast show, we will be releasing more heat on the podcast this week. But I want to get into in this video this situation a little deeper with Dame Dash. And I want to ask a question, because if you guys saw our live stream the other day, if you don't catch our live streams, make sure y'all catch our live streams on this channel, and also look for these type of video form updates as well on this channel. But I want to cook on this, man, and I want to just talk about why Dame Dash never really just exonerates Jay-Z. As far as, remember Dame went off on, 50 for doing the documentary and snitching. But Dame will just come up short of just outing a guy like Jay-Z in certain situations. But he won't defend him either. Let me say this, right? The last thing you want to be put on your head is something like a sex offender or something like that. You don't want none of this type of stuff put on your docket just as a person in general, period. Now, Jay-Z's name, remember when that lawsuit came up from Tony Busby, Dame Dash did not come out and say, hey, man, I don't think he did it, bro. You know what I'm saying? He didn't come out and just straight up deny or shoot it down and say. He came out and said, man, I hope he didn't do it. What do you mean you hope he didn't do it? Then he reminded you of why that whole situation fell out. He said, I left Rockefeller because of the situation with R. Kelly. And I'm like, how can y'all deal with a dude who bleeped my girlfriend? And remember, Dame Dash dated Aaliyah down the road when she was older. But Dame Dash has always been on this warpath over what he says was the fact that Jay-Z dealt with R. Kelly, who was convicted of, X crimes with underages. We already know that, right? So, going back to what I was saying to y'all, right? When we first started up this whole situation, this whole argument, right? I want y'all to think about that. What I said about Dame Dash. Even in the interview he did with Art of Dialogue, and when he spoke about, Jay-Z and stuff like that, he called Jay-Z a liar when he said he wasn't Diddy's friend and all this other stuff. You know what I mean? Excuse me. He said, this is what he said. Let me play it. I don't want to put words in his mouth. Excuse me. This is what he said.
Like, they putting them through the ringer, and I've never seen them do that before. So that's the thing. Like, usually things get brushed under the rug with him. And I've been accused of shit that I haven't done before, and people don't scrutinize. I didn't get as scrutinized as he's getting. So I'm like, it's just odd to see him in that, getting looked at in that way by white people. Like Jay does, yeah. Like, I hope that shit didn't happen, but I'm like, damn, they turned the world real. Like, people on a certain level have been fucking with him a certain way where he couldn't do no wrong for like 25 years straight. This is the first time he's not getting a pass with white media. Like, he can control black media because a lot of them either work or do business with him. But like, drink champs can't get him out of this one, and neither can Charlemagne, because those are the guys that hold him down no matter what he does anyway. So he got to get to People Magazine and Entertainment Tonight right now, because they on his head. But the question is why? Like, why now? Because for me, I'd be like, yo, that's so ridiculous. Yo, take that to trial. You're not going to win. Let's get a deposition or something. So I don't know why they get on his head so much, pause. But I never seen him, under this, I never seen him in this position to have to explain himself. Pause.
How you feel about the statement he came out with?
I mean, I didn't hear him say anything. I heard a piece of, like I said, for me, I'm doing an interview, so I talk. I thought it was long. For a statement, I thought it was long, pause. But, I think right now his silence is the worst thing for him. If he is innocent, he needs to let people ask him questions, and he needs to be able to say his side of the story, as opposed to letting that lawyer talk. Because that lawyer, I don't trust that lawyer because I went to court with him. So to me, everything that guy says is, allegedly a lie, just based on my experience with going to court with him. I don't trust the Alex Shapiro dude. He's ill. He's an ill dude. He'll say anything. Like, he crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't have him talking for me. If he wants, I'm not going to sit there and say nothing bad or good or defend or anything, because it'll all play itself out. I just think it's kind of ill that they're on his head like that. And if he's, he should probably come out and say something. Like, I believe right now, everybody needs to be transparent. Like, back in the day, not saying something could have been like the wave, but that was before social media. So now that there's social media and transparency, if you got an issue, you don't let people speak for you. You should speak for yourself. Let people ask you questions and, go from there. That's what I would do.
So you don't think it was a good idea for his lawyer to speak for him?
Mm-hmm. It's been too many things said for too long. So I'd be like, yo, it's a lot. Again, I'm telling you what I did.
Now, peep what he just said. He said there's been too many things said for too long. What do you mean? So he was going beyond those original allegations that Tony Busby had brought out against Jay-Z, because he said there's been too many things said for too long. See, that's why I wish Art would have told him to, explain. What do you mean by that? Go into depth on that. It's a couple of things that now, when you look back, you wish, damn, I wish I would have asked him this, or I wish I'd have asked Dane that. You see what I'm saying? But he went on and listen to what he said. He never, ever, ever comes out. Because remember, he's been around Jay-Z since 94. I've told y'all this. If none of these things, if he didn't have any question about Jay-Z's character, the least he would have came out. He would not have let them ever put any type of jacket like this on Jay, regardless of the situation. He'd have been like, nah, yo, I was around, bro. That wasn't going down like that. Well, no, this is what he said. He said, no, I'm glad I removed myself from those situations. Like, yo, I hope he didn't do that. Like, bro, do you know what that basically says? It's like saying something without saying nothing. Think about it. It's like saying something without saying something. So you don't have the snitch jacket on you, but I ain't taking up for your ass. I'm not sitting out here vouching for you. This is the same thing I told y'all the other day with the Epstien situation, where Jay-Z was in the Epstien files, where they said that he was right there with Harvey Weinstein when a sex crime was committed, right? And everybody was on YouTube and on the internet. Oh, there ain't no way Jay-Z could have been around him in '96. That was later. But Dane Dash said in interviews that, hey man, Harvey Weinstein was one of those guys I ain't want to be around. Well, he wasn't around later on when Jay-Z was around Harvey Weinstein, because he wasn't rocking with, Jay-Z at that time. So when did he know Harvey Weinstein? And then it's funny because he hadn't come out and shot that down either to say, hey, we wasn't around no Epstein in '96. Weinstein in '96. Nah, he ain't saying that. He could have easily come out and debunked that. Pay attention.
So I got accused of a sexual assault. I went through a full trial. The first thing I did is I made my statement. And then I went and did an interview. That's what I did. And I went to trial. It didn't affect me. I can't say it didn't completely affect me, but what I could say is they didn't do that shit they doing to him, to me. And then when I won the trial, no one said a word. Saying that, it's hard. Like, I don't think I would have said that he didn't know Puff at all or wasn't his friend. I thought that was a little extreme. I thought that was the wrong choice of words. I think that's going to trigger a lot of...
Now, remember when Jay came out and said that they weren't friends, him and Diddy, and that, they just had a business acquaintance, this and the third? Well, they ain't called cap on that. And everybody knew that was cap. Yo, y'all ain't friends now? Y'all wasn't cool? Y'all wasn't at all these brunches together? Y'all wasn't doing all these things together? So now y'all just wasn't cool. Dame called that cap. Dame was like, bro, come on, man. Bro, Jay-Z got some stuff coming down the pipe, man. This is crazy work because, and the reason why I say this is because the guy that was around him the most from the beginning ain't vouching for him in these situations to say, nah, man, he ain't do that. I'm going to tell you, so I don't care who you beefing with. If you are a man of any type of character and you know that this person that's being accused and name being brought up and all this stuff had nothing to do with this type of activity, you would have came out, especially if you had any type of just credibility, any type of self-dignity, you'd have came out and said, look, bro, I got a problem with Buddy. Me and him ain't cool, but I ain't putting his name on his jacket. He wasn't, that wasn't rocking like that. That wasn't going down like that. I was there. You know, I was around this guy all the time, down there every day. So all these things people saying, it wasn't, this BS. Dame ain't saying that. He's saying this.
Backlash. But the thing is, I never seen him get backlash at all. So that's what I'm saying. Now he getting backlash. Like, when did you know Jay-Z to be on his heels other than when he got beat up in the elevator? But that was nothing. But I've never seen him under the fire ever. Not in a long time. Not like, I never seen people on his head like that, Paul. Ever.
Yeah, this might be my first time seeing people come at him like this.
Like I said, I didn't hear him say anything. Like, I'm not some white man speaking for another black man doesn't add up. It just doesn't work like that. Like, he doesn't know what to say on Jay's behalf. Jay would have to say that. So if he instructed him to say that, like, you don't even know if Jay told him to say that. He could have got off the stage and they was like, why'd you say that? He was like, I had to. You know, like, he probably said it because homeboy wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? So who knows? Like, I didn't hear him say anything. I haven't heard Jay say a word yet. Have you?
Nah, I haven't heard him say anything.
There it is. So y'all going by a piece of paper with words? Don't get caught up in that. I have not heard him say one thing yet. You know? Until I see him speak, he hasn't spoke to me. That's why I said it.
And he shoots the credibility of Jay-Z's lawyer, Alex Spiro. Shoots the credibility of him, says, hey, man, look, that guy right there, he's an ill dude, man. Everything he said about me was a lie. Remember how strong Spiro came out with that whole allegation from Tony Busby? And then the other allegation, what happened to that? Ain't nobody talking about that. Because Alex Spiro in the paperwork said it was that Tony Busby was supposed to come with 2 allegations. What happened to the other one? That just disappeared, right? The only way it disappears is 2 ways. If it was just Cap and Tony Busby took it away, or maybe there was a settlement that we didn't know about that secretly happened in that case. We don't know. We truly don't know. We don't have no answer. So, you know, but this is what Dame is saying, though. Dame is saying, the lawyer, he's a liar. He's on the record saying this stuff.
I don't think he did not say that. His lawyer said it. So what else is a lawyer going to say? You know what I'm saying?
Right. But speaking of his lawyer, what did he do to you personally?
Alex Shapiro, he's the one, I'm going to tell you what he did. I could tell you, this is not allegedly. First of all, he works for Jay personally, as we see. He represented Rockefeller Inc. for Jay, for Rockefeller Inc. And they made that phony case against me saying that I was trying to sell the whole thing. Remember we went to court? That's when I started speaking about him again, because he was like, now you taking me to court, you lying. It was a straight lie. And the only purpose of it was to illegally change bylaws so that it prohibited me from selling my interest unless they all agreed to it. And then the way they had the meetings, he was the one at the meeting changing the bylaws, speaking and talking in such a disrespectful way. Like he ran Rockefeller or some shit. So, and then the comments that he's made, like Jay getting his masters back in certain years, like every single game that he played with me was a lie. Like he lied a lot. Like it was a straight lie. And then they was harassing me with the lawsuits, sending me all type of papers and shit. And I just didn't give a fuck because I knew. I was like you see, look at the way that no one ever talks about the fact that they just dismissed the case. Nah, he's an ill nigga. That's what I'm saying. He's like, he does whatever, says whatever, he does whatever. He doesn't play. I'm saying he's the real deal. those two going against each other will be very interesting.
So that's what Dame had to say about that situation. Remember, so once again, no definitive defending Jay-Z, this, that, and the third, none of that. But a real situation to us where, man, I'm just trying to tell y'all what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling y'all what's up, man. You got to peep these interviews, right? And the things that that Dame has stated in these interviews. Remember the thing he stated about the situation with who? Aaliyah. He's on the record with that situation and the R. Kelly situation. Remember that?
Speaking of Puffy, right? You think it's a wrap for him?
I don't know. I got to see them tapes. Paul's like, everybody quiet. So, I don't know. But I don't know anything about those situations at all. You know what I mean? But if any one of those situations are true, he got problems. But, until then, he's going to have to do a bid before he goes to court. So whatever the accusations are, if he's innocent, I would be sick in jail for being innocent to have to wait for a trial. That's fucked up. But if he's not innocent, can he get out of it? I don't know what I feel like, he's on a RICO. So that means a criminal enterprise. I haven't seen the enterprise that they're accusing yet. So I'm sure there's going to be a superseding indictment and that'll have more names on it. And then that's when I don't know. Like, I don't really know what do you really know what he's on trial for? Sex trafficking. So I don't know what that looks like. Like, what the fuck is that? Like, I don't know what the fuck he could be doing with baby oil. Like, I don't know. Pause. So, these are very weird accusations. Things that if I did know about, I'd probably be guilty of as well. I have no idea about that shit.
I mean, if they got R. Kelly in prison for what he did, what they're accusing Diddy of is a lot worse.
There's like tapes of R. Kelly, and I don't know, man. Like I said, all that shit. For some reason, all the people that are under the gun right now were people that I did not fuck with.
Now, peep this again. He said all the people that are under the gun right now are people I didn't F with. Dane could have came out already and shot all this stuff down and said, man, this is cap, bro. Me and Jay, we was rolling together all the time. They're trying to put a jacket on this guy, and they're trying to label these guys. Nah, that wasn't going down. See what I'm saying? He could have just ended that right there, but he didn't. In fact, he makes you think even more when he says certain things because, again, remember, everybody instantly ran out when the Epstien files came out and the FBI intake report. It was alleged, the allegations came out about Jay-Z and Harvey Weinstein and the, sexual, assault that happened allegedly, where Jay-Z allegedly witnessed this stuff, right? To him underage, right? Now, listen to what Dame Dash says. Dame Dash was with Jay at 94. I keep telling y'all, you got to think about this. 94 on until they broke up, right? And I guess that was the early 2000s when they broke up. Dame was with Jay-Z all the time, taking them everywhere. He'd have known who they was acquaintance with. So from 94, 96, Jay-Z's right there, Reasonable Doubt, this, that, and the third. Dame was pushing them around. Remember, Dame was pushing Jay-Z around, trying to get Jay-Z on. As far as to the next level, which they successfully did. But people he said he ain't rocking with. He said all these people under the gun now. And I keep telling y'all, why isn't Dame coming out and exonerating, at least just saying, yo, Jay-Z ain't, come on, man. Because I'm going to tell y'all something. This is some serious stuff, man. When you're talking about crimes with the underages involved, man, that's some serious stuff, man. Like, you wouldn't want that. You don't wish jail like that on your worst enemy that doesn't deserve that as far as, because it's things that cross the line. And that's it. In that situation, what we talking about now, that's one of them. That's one of them. Ain't no line on that. You know what I'm saying? That's all the way across the line if you go do something like that or allegedly have involvement in something like that. So why won't Dame just come out and shoot it down? But what does Dame do? He in the prior interviews, now if you go back and look, hold on. When was you hanging around Harvey Weinstein, Dame? Because listen to what Dame said.
Wait. I mean, let's just put that out there. So Harvey Weinstein, me and him did not get along. Me and Puff, we were not, we always had respect, but we were in two different complete hemispheres of reality at all times, but I still had a lot of respect for what he was doing as far as music and being relevant. But I was like, I would not do it that way. And, with me and homie, R. Kelly, like and not one of those people could you say I'm aligned with at all. Like I might have started cool with him and ended up not cool with him because you understand what I'm saying? Like that's like bing, bing, that's like 4 or 5 in a row of people that I was like not cool with that are under the gun.
Was you and R. Kelly ever cool at any point?
Why? He's an R&B. I'm not an R&B. No disrespect to R&B because I'm cool with Tyrese. But we have these things. Like sometimes I'll be like, that's that R&B shit you doing. You know what I mean? I'm not R&B nigga like that. I wasn't hanging out with no R&B nigga. I just couldn't. I think the fact that Jay was fucking with him is what used to blow my mind more than anything. Like I feel like I don't know why he wants to fuck with this guy so much. Like why? I just never understood it. So I think it was just more me feeling awkward about the fact that I had to be around him on some level, but I wasn't around him. Like I never was around him. Like even when that not guilty, I wasn't like I can't.
It sounds like something that Dame may have saw, or he may have heard or saw, apart from the Aaliyah stuff that it didn't sit right with him about R. Kelly. He must have seen some things, man, for him to say that. I'm just being honest with y'all, bro. Because he was that adamant about R. Kelly that he said he broke off the entire relationship with him and Jay over that. Now think about what I said. Then he's saying, well, why would he want to hang around that guy? Pete, what he's saying?
Came for the video, I was out. I wasn't a guy, and I think like we took pride, at least I did, and my crew, in not hanging out with famous people or famous men. Like if you was gonna be famous, it had to be a female. But I wasn't trying to be up under no other famous dudes. I didn't think that was like I'm not gonna hang out with you just because you're famous. And I don't like dudes that much. So I was like, why would I? I have no reason. Like what I'm gonna do? Go to the studio and hang out with it? Like I don't do that.
Right. Did Jay know about what he did to Aaliyah?
Did he know that everybody knew R. Kelly married Aaliyah at 15? Everybody knew that. So was the conversation had? Like, yo, how you gonna go and do something with this dude? Hell yeah, that conversation was had. Hey, you think I'm soft? Pause, like I'm punk? So that didn't happen. I was like, yo, how you gonna do a project with my motherfucking girl? We had the conversation. Why would you still with a nigga that with someone that raped your girl? Would you still do anything with that person? So why would anyone expect me to? Like that's what I don't understand. I'd be like, yo, people be like, why? Well, just that alone. There's a lot of other shit, but that alone was like the nail in the coffin for me. I was out of there. I was gone. Trust me. After that, I don't want to be nowhere near. I knew that shit was gonna blow up. I didn't want no parts of that shit. Like I was like, I don't want no parts. That's not good money. So I was done with him for that.
How did Jay respond when you confronted him about it?
You know how he is. He's like, yo, I ain't nothing to do with that.
Damn.
What I would love is for someone to ask him, like, yo, why would you still do a project with that man knowing that he raped fucking Aaliyah? That should be the question. Period. It shouldn't be for me. It should be the question posed to him. I don't give a fuck about nothing else. But that right there was bridge burnt. But I just was like respecting her, respecting the business. But I was I moved out of Rock. Like if y'all look at, I left Rockefeller. It wasn't that I got kicked out of Rockefeller. I left Rockefeller. You understand what I'm saying? The option was there for me to stay. I did not want no parts of it. I was done. I left Rockware. Think about it, bro. I said, fuck all the money, all this shit. I'm out. Now think about. A lot of men would not have made that choice. But any real nigga would have to make that choice. I was left no choice. He gave me an offer I could not refuse. Like, we done. You know what I'm saying? You gonna fuck with this man. You knew he was my girl. You was in love with her. How could you do that? It's obviously you want me to feel away. Like it wasn't enough money for us to do that. So I was done. I thought I was cool about it. Like I was like, I ain't even gonna say nothing. I'm just be out. And then I thought I was cool about it. I really did.
So this is after Jay tried to talk to Aaliyah, but she chose you over him.
You know the timeline, bro. We did the project when she died, which was even more disrespectful. And I'm not getting over that. But they're not fighting. It's just, yo, go over there, I go over here. That's what it is. But it doesn't mean hate on me and f my money up, but apparently it did.
So, listen to all the things that he said. And ask yourself this question. Why won't he at least state, with all these different things that's being slung out there with Jay-Z's name and the Epstien files and all of these other things, why won't Dame at least say, nah, man, that ain't true? We wouldn't. Because all Dame has to do is shoot down, because Dame was with Jay-Z from 94 on. And those allegations, Epstein files, came up in 96 around Harvey Weinstein. Now, Dame has stated that he knew Harvey Weinstein. But when, and with the Epstein files saying what they saying, you know, why isn't Dame out here saying, hey, man, bro, nah, that ain't true, man. We wasn't even around Harvey Weinstein. Remember, this is a lot of people on the internet trying to say, oh, man, Jay-Z couldn't have been around that guy. No, Dame was with Jay-Z every day. Why hasn't Dame came out and stated? Because he's done a lot of interviews. He's been doing interviews since yesterday. So why wouldn't he come out and just say, man, that's not true, man. That's ill right there, man. Like, don't put that on that man's name. Does he hate Jay-Z that much to where he going to allow, or he wants that type of smoke? Like, come on, man. I don't. Think about it, though. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Like, share, and subscribe. Salute. Appreciate everybody who support the channel. Links is pinned at the top of the comment section, man. I'm sorry, man. Y'all gonna have to let me know, man. Why won't Dame come out here and vouch for Jay-Z character as far as that's concerned? That's more serious than anything. Your personal, you know, whether y'all got personal vendetta or whatever like that. Somebody put some type of X crime on you or something like that, man. With youngins, man. Nah, man. Come on, bro. We that, bro. I don't give a damn if me and you got serious beef. I'm not finna let somebody lie on you like that and me not clear that up. Unless, well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure y'all click those links below. Subscribe to the podcast show. You can donate support to the channel, Cash App, PayPal, or buy that weight loss formula. All the links are below. Peace.